इट वॉज फन इन टर्म्स ऑफ लाइक जब रोबोकॉन में थे हम कॉलेज में तब इतना इमर्स थे उसमें कि वी यूज टू स्टे इन द कॉलेज फॉर 3 to 4 days ओवर नाइट वर्किंग ऑल द टाइम वर्किंग. सो पूरा मैडनेस था वो एंड वो मैडनेस नहीं आ रहा था इसमें. तो वो आई रियलाइज कि समथिंग इज मिसिंग विच इज़ द ओवरऑल व्यू ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. सो नाउ मुझे वो मैडनेस चाहिए बस. सो इन इवन इन इंजीनियरिंग आई डिड अ लॉट ऑफ हैकाथॉन प्रोजेक्ट्स विच आई यूज टू envision the product. So now in company as a software engineer I was not able to do that, but now in product management yes I can.
I wanted to understand the design considerations and the aspects for four-wheelers, for even electric buses and trucks maybe, as well as aerospace and more electric aircraft applications, and that is where Virginia Tech and USA comes in.
झालं रेडी?
Yes.
हाय गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू एवरेज इंडियन गाय. माय नेम इज़ नितिश डिडोलकर और आज हम हमारा सेकंड पॉडकास्ट शूट करने आए हैं एट कासा ग्रीन अगेन. एंड हमारे साथ है विशाल पवार, who has completed his bachelor's in electronics and telecommunication engineering, is an upcoming master's student at Virginia Tech in USA and has worked in automotive industry for 3 years. Joining him we have my friend Durgesh Pachghare, who has done bachelor's in computer engineering, working as a product owner and assistant product manager in an IT industry, and has more than 6 years of experience in building drones and overall drone industry. So welcome to both of you guys.
Thank you.
काफ़ी नर्वस लग रहे हो तुम दोनों. So my first question is for you Vishal, कि आपका interest, like from I know him from school, okay, so from being a kid to electronics engineering and automotive, so आपकी journey कैसी थी? How you have been scaling up in your life? So tell me about that.
Yeah. So even as a kid, I used to be in my dad's electronics repair shop for most of my free time, and that is how I developed an interest for electronics and all the design aspects of it. And later on, after completing my 11th and 12th, I joined electronics and telecommunication. Yeah.
IIT के क्लास लगाने के बाद
हाँ, after failing that I joined electronics. I decided to pursue electronics and telecommunications in my bachelor's, and after that the most interesting field that came to me was in the automotive field, especially in the electric vehicles sector. That is the field that is seeing revolution since the past few years, and that is where I wanted to work. So yeah, I started working on my skill sets in that domain in my last year of my engineering. And after that I interviewed at Ion Energy, which is a company that designs battery management systems for electric vehicles, and I joined there as a test and validation engineer. After working in that role for about a year is where I realized again my passion for hardware design specifically, and I pivoted as a hardware design engineer in the same company. And later on I joined Revamp Moto in Nasik as a senior hardware design engineer. And there was one particular trend that I was seeing in the Indian automobile industry. Currently, as we are seeing, all the revolutions are happening in the electric two-wheeler sector, and all these batteries are limited to 48 or maximum about 72 volts, and all the design considerations at these voltage regimes are pretty conventional. And if you see about the global markets, most of the innovations are happening in the four-wheeler and high voltage domains, and that is where I want to work next, which is why I want to pursue my masters and understand the design considerations and high voltage designs. So yeah, that has been my journey so far.
It has been मतलब काफी टेक्निकल था. मेरे काफी थे मेरे भी ऊपर से.
Okay, now my next question is for you दुर्गेश, कि आप हमें बताइए कि आपकी जर्नी कैसी थी फ्रॉम बर्निंग मदरबोर्ड्स टू बिल्डिंग ड्रोन्स. So what all things you have done in your life which led you to become what you are, and how you मतलब आपका इंटरेस्ट हार्डवेयर और बिल्डिंग ड्रोन्स और पीसी बिल्डिंग में कैसे आया?
Okay, so like you also know, like we used to play games a lot since childhood, right? So I used to play a lot of games since childhood, like since first and second standard only. So I used to play on that video game that used to be Mario वगैरह बाकी games खेलते थे उसके साथ, तो वो खेलता था. But after fifth I got a computer. My dad bought a computer. So I was very fascinated about the Mario game, like Mario and Contra game. So I wanted to play that Contra in my PC, and I was like searching how can I play that game in Contra. So I just opened my PC once to clean that up, and I saw one slot where I could potentially fit the CD that used to go into video game.
मतलब आपको लगा कि ये यहाँ पे
हाँ, मुझे लगा यहाँ पे डाल मारियो चल जाएगा फिर बेसिकली, तो मुझे सेम सिमिलर स्लॉट दिखा एंड मुझे लगा कि चलेगा, तो वो मैंने उस पर डाला. एंड लास्ट पीछे पीसी के पीछे एक स्लॉट था जो रिमोट रहता है वीडियो गेम का, उसके जैसा दिख रहा था, तो फोर्सफुली मैंने उसमें रिमोट भी लगा दिया. मुझे लगा अभी चलेगा ये मस्त, बट फिर व्हेन आई टर्न्ड ऑन द पीसी इट जस्ट स्पार्क्ड एंड वो पूरा स्लॉट जल गया बेसिकली. एंड होपफुली मदरबोर्ड ज़्यादा डैमेज नहीं हुआ, मदरबोर्ड वॉज वर्किंग बट दैट स्लॉट वॉज डैमेज्ड. सो तब मेरी फट गई थी कि पापा अभी बोलेंगे कि इतना बड़ा कंप्यूटर ख़राब कर दिया, बट कंप्यूटर ख़राब नहीं हुआ. बट दैट डे आई गॉट सॉरी
घर वाले चिल्ले तुम्हारे.
So that day I realized कि ये compatible नहीं है. There is something difference. We cannot put everything in every slot. फिर मेरा ये चालू हो गया इन्वेस्टिगेशन इंटरनेट पे कि ये क्यों नहीं चल रहा है, तो वो थोड़ा क्यूरियोसिटी हिट हो गया वहाँ पे. एंड सेकेंड मेन रीज़न वॉज कि मेरा कंप्यूटर बहुत पुराना था, 5th स्टैंडर्ड में लिया था, तो एट द 8th एंड 9th स्टैंडर्ड तक आते आते वो पुराना हो गया था. So many games like GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, those fascinated games were never able to run on my PC. I used to see my friends कि यार वो मस्त गेम खेल रहा है और मेरे इसमें चल नहीं रहा, तो मैं फिर I started investigating कि why this is not working on my PC, what is the limiting factor. So that curiosity led me to more research into that field. And one more thing कि I wanted one computer that will play all of the games. So I wanted to buy that computer basically, but the computer price were roof high at that time. So one way I found that we can build our own PC. Right. So I investigated that, okay, how we can build our own PC, how we can get the parts, which parts can be compatible with which other motherboard and CPU, all of the things. So at around 11th standard I built the PC which I wanted to play, and I used to play a lot of games, and that is why फिर 11th 12th का जो हुआ वो हुआ. फिर इवेंचुअली 11th 12th के इसमें कंप्यूटर्स में बहुत इंटरेस्ट आ गया था, एंड IIT का क्लास लगाया था, तो वो तो छोड़ो. तो फिर सो माई इंटरेस्ट टोटली जम्प्ड इनटू कंप्यूटर एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, एंड आई लॉस्ट माई ग्रास्प ओवर द एकेडमिक्स. सो इवेंचुअली आई न्यू कि मुझे करना है तो कंप्यूटर में ही कुछ करूँगा. बट फिर वो कॉलेज, एंड देन आई इवेंचुअली एंड अप परस्यूइंग कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग.
Nice.
And now after computer engineering, mainly I had two options, electronics and computer. I chose computer because I was not really good in maths, and electronics में Fourier transform and वो okay. So it's better computer में software लिखूँगा, that is better. But I was more interested in hardware earlier, but now I have both actually software and hardware knowledge, so that helped me a lot. And after engineering I got a job as software engineer, and I worked as software engineer for around 2 years, and then I got interested in product management, because as a software engineer we don't get that exposure a lot to how you can shape the product. So I was seeing that the product or the main aim, like how down the line, how after the 5 years your product gonna shape. So I was not able to steer that, because as a software engineer you don't have that authority to steer that or to vision about that product. So I was like, I'm not getting that power and I want that power. So I worked on that, and eventually now I'm in product management. So I still do coding. I haven't left coding. So that route will never go away from me. And yeah, I will do both basically side by side.
Because you have an idea or you have the vision, so why not?
Why not? Yes. So even in engineering, I did a lot of hackathon projects which I used to envision the product. So now in company as a software engineer, I was not able to do that. But now in product management, yes, I can.
Right. And anyway, you have knowledge of hardware, software, and you have understanding of market or what the product can be, or what we say scalability of the product. So that actually they both were in KKWAG, and they were in team of Robocon. So they used to make robots and participate in the competition. So yeah, it was fun actually. Not that as seen it in life, but we used to talk about it when we used to meet.
इट वॉज फन इन टर्म्स ऑफ लाइक जब रोबोकॉन में थे हम कॉलेज में तब इतना इमर्स थे उसमें कि वी यूज टू स्टे इन द कॉलेज फॉर 3 to 4 days ओवरनाइट वर्किंग ऑल द टाइम वर्किंग. सो पूरा मैडनेस था वो, एंड वो मैडनेस नहीं आ रहा था इसमें. तो वो आई रियलाइज कि समथिंग इज मिसिंग विच इज़ द ओवरऑल व्यू ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. सो नाउ मुझे वो मैडनेस चाहिए बस.
Nice. That is really nice. See, there are some things which won't change, and जो experience करते हैं usually life में, we carry that in our future. और वो जब नहीं मिलता तो थोड़ा सा uneasiness होता ही है. I can understand that. So nice. Actually, that's a real good story for about you. और कैसे ये scale up होते गए तुम्हारे life में. Okay, so coming back to our आज का main topic, that is whether like why did you choose masters over job? Because you were earning well anyway, and the confusion between he is having ki like why should he continue, whether he should continue his job or whether he should do MBA or master's degree. Because even I have the same feeling, or I am in that confusing state currently. I'm doing MBA, these guys are earning, they are doing job. So I feel like नहीं यार जॉब कर लेना चाहिए था. मतलब I am enjoying my MBA education, but I'm pretty sure बहुत से लोग तुम relate कर पाओगे इस situation में.
मुझे लग रहा है MBA करना चाहिए.
Exactly. See, he feels कि MBA करना चाहिए, I feel कि जॉब करना चाहिए. So what was your thought process behind choosing masters, like जॉब छोड़ के masters करना? तो क्या सोच के तुमने took this decision?
So in my case it was pretty straightforward. एक तो the work that I'm doing, that I was doing here, was mostly related to the electronics for electric two-wheelers. And although there is a huge market that is coming for four-wheelers as well in India, but right now there are not many options as we see. And I wanted to understand the design considerations and the aspects for four-wheelers, for even electric buses and trucks maybe, as well as aerospace and more electric aircraft applications. And that is where Virginia Tech and USA comes in. The work that is happening over there is mostly based on bigger applications like trucks and buses and more electric aircraft. And yeah, that is something so yeah, coming from there, I believe that will make me ready for the long term. Obviously, that will improve my target scope of my work, and I'll be able to find better things to do in India as well after that.
So currently, मतलब India में वो level of research facility नहीं is what you want to say कि मतलब under development है. India में currently वो opportunities नहीं है, right?
And in India, we are, we excel in cost engineering and value engineering.
I agree.
Whereas, talking as a designer, sometimes it is better to have that headroom to be able to spread your wings and, go for the, go for the best things possible, So yeah, that was my thought process behind making this decision.
Aerodynamics is very much complicated and it's very huge. So, for a person like you, I guess तुम बहुत मजा करने वाले हो वहाँ पे, because you really enjoy going deep into that shit and that technical stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's a good choice for you. Okay, so all right, that's a nice decision. And for you, Durgesh, आपके लिए क्या था कि आप क्या situation में we have this conversation at times कि यार क्या करना, जॉब कंटिन्यू करूँ कि MBA करूँ, वो ऐसा उसको लगता है. मुझे लगता है यार कब खत्म होगा MBA, कब जॉब करूँगा, कब पैसा इनकम सोर्स ऑफ इनकम जब आते रहता है ना बैंक में, इट फील्स गुड. और रादर बिजनेस और समथिंग विच गिव्स यू मनी. सो टेल अस अबाउट इट.
Okay, so condition is very different from Vishal and me. So he's coming from electronics background and I'm coming from software background. So there are totally different things that is going on in India, if we say. So in India, we have a lot of opportunities as a software engineer, I'm saying. Because why world is seeing upon India for software is only because of cheap labor. Okay, and India is the second largest software manufacturing hub after Silicon Valley. Why? Because we have a great ton of engineers that we have. We have a lot of engineers, but उसमें से अच्छे भी बहुत सारे हैं basically. और without skill वाले भी बहुत सारे हैं.
3 लाख में काम करने वाले भी बहुत हैं. That's where the
So
labor comes.
yeah. So we have opportunities here for job, but in terms of why masters and why job, we consider a long term impact. So as Vishal said कि उसका long term उसका impact क्या रहेगा, तो considering MS doing in technology, उसका तो electronics है, because it will help a lot सीखने जब he will learn that thing. And electronics ऐसी field है जिसमें we get to learn a lot in the lab and from the professors. But software में it's not really necessary because you alone can understand everything. If you have the basics clear, basics सब clear है, तो you can understand anything. You can understand any language or any tech stack. So there is nothing limiting you. Okay. So what I considered was in India if we have a good paying job, then doing an MS is doing an MTech. That should only be done in IIT. If you can crack gate and go into IIT for MTech, then that is good. But the thing that I was thinking was BTech and MTech का placement साथ में ही होता है.
Right.
तो फर्क दो, you will spend 2 more years, and if we consider बहुत term people evaluate करने का एक ही main चीज़ है, that is ROI. कि कितना मैं 2 साल मेरा जॉब बंद करके मैं एजुकेशन लूँगा, उसमें 2 साल में मैं जितना कमा सकता था वो माइनस करके प्लस फीस भी दे रहे हैं अपन. सो इट इज़ लाइक यू आर स्टॉपिंग योर अर्निंग एंड यू आर ऑल्सो स्पेंडिंग सम मनी. सो वो मैं विदाउट दैट एमटेक कर सकता हूँ क्या? सो दैट इज़ पॉसिबल इन इंडिया. So if I opt कि नहीं मुझे MTech नहीं करना है, I will just keep upgrading my skill. That is very important.
That's what something you have done so far.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want to upgrade into the job, you have to upgrade your skill. And anyway, अगर गेट करना है तो घिसना ही पड़ेगा. तो anyway, why would मैं घिसना ही है तो गेट के लिए क्यों घिसूँ? मैं खुद का improve करूँगा ना. I will keep getting that money. Right. So वो एक point है. And second point is long term impact. तो जितना एमटेक इन इंडिया जितना एमटेक का है उतना नहीं है. एंड दैट दिस इज माई पर्सनल ओपिनियन कि आई वांट टू स्टे इन इंडिया. सो एमटेक इन इंडिया इज नॉट रियली अ गुड ऑप्शन अकॉर्डिंग टू मी बिकॉज ऑफ इमीडिएट ROI एज वेल एज लॉन्ग टर्म इम्पैक्ट. सो मोस्टली पीपल गो इन एमटेक फॉर लेक्चर हु वांट टू बी लेक्चरर्स. सो मुझे तो नहीं करना है लेक्चर. सो माई goal is more on business side, so I want to jump on a business side. So that is one of the reason I switched to product management, because you get an insight of the business. Right. So engineering is only working on the product, only engineering side, but you don't get that business insight. So when you are in product management, you get that business insight. So this is my first step to learning the business aspect or getting that business acumen. And maybe next step might be that I will get an MBA. So firstly I want to get that experience in product space, and then I can think of doing an MBA. Because actually MBA is a thing that should be done after some work experience. So average work experience is around 4 to 5 years.
That is offensive for me.
Okay. So I mean I'm considering the global MBA schools, global B schools, because they have a minimum of 2-year work experience criteria, and then you should come to business because you have been there, you have done that work, and then you are learning that business.
No, I agree with this because it's work experience, because you get to learn a lot about, मतलब जो मैं फाइनेंस वगैरह का जो मुझे पता नहीं था, you guys know it already, because जो बेसिक चीज़ें PF ratios and all, you guys know it because वो तुम्हें at somewhat level पे जॉब में you needed it, because even if it was salary वगैरह आती, but I had to learn it from the beginning. So I had to invest a lot of time in that. तो वो करने के वजह, और make sure you are doing MBA from a better college or a good college or a best college.
वो तो इंजीनियरिंग को भी लागू होता है.
इंजीनियरिंग ठीक है. अब आई वुड से कि इंजीनियरिंग में कैसा स्कोप था यार, तुम खुद को स्केल कर सकते हो. You can do that in MBA as well. It's not like
good college gives you platform.
हाँ, that's what I'm talking about.
If you say 2 people, one is coming from IIT छोड़ो, COAP लेते हैं या PICT लेते हैं पुणे का, that PICT guy, and if the same guy goes into KK and sit for placement, he will not get that placement for sure.
पैकेज नहीं मिलता है.
नहीं मिलेगा, वो हाफ मिलेगा या हाफ से कम
मैंने देखा है अपने दोस्तों को. So that is unfair maybe, or what do you say, क्या बोले अब उसको, I don't know कौन से बेसिस पे सिलेक्शन
अलग है, because they have to filter so lot of candidates, because अभी इंडिया की पॉपुलेशन भी नंबर 1 जा चुके हैं, तो
क्या ही बोले,
तो उनको फिल्टर आउट करने के लिए कुछ तो चाहिए. And also one more point I would like to add is immediate ROI के साथ साथ long term ROI भी देखना चाहिए. Some India में if we see in US immediate ROI is very great, because you land a job which around 150 to 200k USD, which is more than अराउंड 1.8 करोड़, राइट. सो यू कैन, वो लोन भी चला जाता है 2-3 साल में, तुम हाफ मनी सेव भी कर लेते हो और इंडिया भी आ जाते हो. बट इफ़ यू कंसिडर इन इंडिया, शॉर्ट टर्म ROI इज़ नॉट दैट ग्रेट, बिकॉज आई एम मोस्टली MBA स्कूल जो अच्छे हैं वो 20 lakhs प्लस लेते हैं, एवरेज इज़ अराउंड 25 to 30. तो इतना स्पेंड करके अगर एवरेज तुम्हारा 30 ही मिल रहा है तो दैट इज़ नॉट अ ग्रेट ROI इफ़ यू कंपेयर टू द US. बट लॉन्ग टर्म इम्पैक्ट ऑफ अ पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन डिग्री इज़ वेरी ग्रेट. अभी नहीं आएगा वो, बिकॉज मैं इंजीनियर बन के मैं स्किल डेवलप कर करके मैं एक पॉइंट पे आऊँगा जहाँ पे प्लेटू आएगा, माई ग्रोथ विल हिंडर. एंड इफ आई वांट टू गो टू सम CXO लेवल, मुझे CEO बनना है, CTO बनना है, तो वो बोलेंगे फिर कुछ चाहिए तुम्हें, बिजनेस एक्यूमेन चाहिए. एंड बिजनेस एक्यूमेन अगर 15-17 साल करने के बाद अपन सोच रहे हैं MBA करना है मुझे, देन मे बी टाइम चला गया थोड़ा. कर सकते हैं अभी भी. आई हैव सीन मेनी पीपल हु आर डूइंग MBA आफ्टर 15 years of work experience.
व्हाट वी से, एफर्ट डालने की इतनी
इच्छा नहीं होती, एंड वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ रिस्पांसिबिलिटीज.
करने के बाद यार, हाँ एग्जैक्टली, बाकी चीजें बहुत हो जाती है, शादी वादी, बच्चे, है ना विशाल? ओके, सो नाउ माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फॉर यू विशाल कि आपके जैसे बहुत से व्यूअर्स हैं, हमारे बहुत से लोग हैं जिनको इंटरेस्ट है इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इंडस्ट्री में, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल इंडस्ट्री में घुसने के लिए, एंड दे मस्ट बी सर्चिंग फॉर समथिंग लाइक हाउ टू गेट इनटू इट. सो उन लोगों के लिए व्हाट आर द टिप्स और व्हाट आर द थिंग्स यू कैन टेल देम विच विल हेल्प देम गेट इनटू इट, एंड ये इंडस्ट्री का रियलिटी चेक एज एन एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन, एज एन एक्सपीरियंस हार्डवेयर डिज़ाइनर, ये इंडस्ट्री कैसे ग्रो हो रही है और क्या क्या है ये इंडस्ट्री की रियलिटी. आई वुड लाइक यू टू टॉक अबाउट दैट एज वेल.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll talk about my personal experience, and that is how people can also relate to it. So in college, once you're in the engineering colleges, pretty much in any engineering college nowadays, you will find there are many competitions and teams that are building different kind of robots, different kinds of vehicles. Just to talk about a few competitions, there are Robocon, Baha. There is also Formula Student, which is the
मेरे कॉलेज में
biggest.
बहुत ही सस्ता कॉलेज था मेरा. आई विश वहाँ में होता तो आई वुड हैव बीन देयर एज अ रेसर.
पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं, टीम आनी चाहिए, बननी
Right.
चाहिए.
तो टीम ही नहीं थी ना, मेरी टीम थी साला, जब मैं था तब थी नहीं यार.
Yeah.
मैंने आगे डिडक्टेड टॉपिक.
So right, वही I'm saying that these teams are something that will give you the best exposure, and you'll get to know what are the technicalities of this field, and the best thing is that once you are graduated, you cannot go on and experiment in a job ki if I don't like this after 2 years, I'll do that. In these teams you have that freedom.
Right.
You can try doing one thing. If you don't like it, you can shift away. So that is what I'll give the biggest point, which is that go and enroll in all kind of teams, see what you like, see what you can quickly pick up and start working on. So yeah, that's all. I mean, this is how I entered, and I will say that is the cheapest and easiest and the I'll not say least time consuming. It is very time consuming. Yeah, but it is the
Well, it was fun, right?
most
Because
recommended.
you used to stay at, as you said, you used to stay at college, and it was fun and learn kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, and you learn a lot, teamwork, technical, non-technical, deadlines, programming.
काम के टाइम काम होता था, बाकी टाइम फिर वही अपने एज के साथ लोग के तो बस
That's part of engineering.
बकचोदी होगी.
यही तो दिन आगे जाते, यही तो बातें आगे
फिर रात
जाती
को
है.
3 बजे पूरा कॉलेज घूम के आओ, फिर डेयर दो, रात को एक डिपार्टमेंट में जाके आ दिखा, ऐसे रात को पकड़ के मारना, वो सब चलता है. बट यू लर्न अ लॉट.
Right. That is. You have been through sleepless nights, like as far as I remember, when the competition was closing.
स्लीपलेस
in.
नाइट्स, पूरा रात भर काम करो, फिर सुबह रैली करो. सो इट इज़ लाइक वन पॉइंट कि इफ़ यू आर बंकिंग द लेक्चर्स, ये अश्निल ग्रोवर का एक पॉइंट था, आई जस्ट रिमेंबर्ड. इफ़ यू आर बंकिंग द लेक्चर्स, मेक श्योर कि तुम लेक्चर से ज़्यादा प्रोडक्टिव काम कर रहे हो, और यू आर समवेयर एट अ प्लेस विच इज़ डूइंग मोर देन दैट व्हाट कुड यू वर डूइंग इन द लेक्चर.
मतलब लर्निंग स्कोप ज़्यादा है वहाँ पे, या फिर समथिंग which will help you grow, which will help you in future. जाके मतलब see, I'm not saying कि सिर्फ पढ़ाई करो या फिर ये करो, कभी तो भी इधर उधर घूमना.
मेरी अटेंडेंस 50 से भी कम थी, इसकी भी कम थी. पेरेंट्स को बुलाया था, क्यों है कम इसकी, उन्होंने बोला हम सब जगह पे पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं.
Like, just to let you know, guys, they are not promoting it in that way, but they were more like very much dedicated in their work. So if you go and check their account, or you might see it on my Instagram account as well. I go with them for drone flight and doing stuff with them. But yeah, if you are bunking lectures, तो यार थोड़ा काम की चीज़ें भी करो और घूमो भी. ऐसे नहीं बोल रहा मैं, खुद भी मतलब ये खुद भी कभी तो भी ऐसे भी रैंडमली घूमने गए. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट, एंड दैट्स पार्ट ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग यार, और एनी काइंड ऑफ एजुकेशन. ये फुल टाइम तो पढ़ाई होती नहीं. सो जस्ट मेक श्योर यू आर बैलेंसिंग इट. ऑलराइट.